Changing your mentality can be the difference between being stuck in a world that lacks the luster of a fulfilled life and one that is the literal actualization of your dreams. And this is why knowing how to change your mentality is such an important factor on the journey of you becoming your best you. Hi, I'm HC, and without further ado, here are the steps on how to change your mentality. Step 1. Have faith. In this context, to have faith is to genuinely believe that your change is possible. This means to appreciate that you have already made it past the first hard step, which was harnessing the desire for change. Having faith is an important element to changing your mentality because it represents the conviction that there is something great waiting for you beyond the door of change. You can think of changing your mentality as crossing an actual door. Before you cross that door, you cannot really be sure of what is on the other side. Your faith is represented in your courage to breach that door, void of doubt and appreciative of your ability to adapt according to whatever circumstances may be ahead. Your faith will be a major component to a change in mentality because you must believe it to be possible in order for it to become. Having faith is trusting that what is meant for you must be. You will therefore never be too late for what is truly meant for you on your journey to becoming you. Step 2. Fasting. Simply explained, to fast is to put a pause on something that you are consuming in hopes of recalibrating your system. It is a central therapy in detoxification, a healing method founded on the principle that the buildup of toxic substances in the body is responsible for many illnesses and conditions. Although fasting is usually associated with dieting and gut health, consider the same concept for what you put in your mind. Think of fasting as sending your body and mind back to square one, emptying your vessel so that you are able to refill it. Imagine this like a cup that is intended to be filled with water. Now, picture that every time you had a negative experience, a portion of the water that enters the cup is murky. Now, because of your perspective of those experiences, although your cup may be full eventually, there are portions of that water that will make the whole unclean. Now, no matter how hard you try to pick out the murky solution out of the water, it will be practically impossible to separate the murkiness from the clean water because it becomes a part of the water. Fasting is the equivalent of emptying the water so that you can be refilled appropriately. Fasting will help because it is consciously choosing to pause consumption for a period of time so that you are able to get back to your nature and reconsider your experience. It will work as a kind of reset button, taking you to rock bottom in order to build you back as you, void of the perceptions and misconceptions that you have identified with for some time. This practice will help with changing your mentality because it is the opportunity to have a completely clear mind about things and to learn from a clean slate. Whether you fast for one day or for one whole month, it is to be conscious of your decision and to be willing to take that leap in order to ignite the possibility for that change. Step 3. Sacrifice. In this context, to sacrifice means to abandon whatever elements that are maintaining the mentality that you intend to progress from. This means to acknowledge that we are often holding on to things long after the situations that brought forth those things are long gone. For example, this is similar to wanting to have a more positive outlook or mentality on friendship, yet holding on to a shirt given to you by an ex-best friend who gravely betrayed you. By holding on to that shirt and claiming it to be your favorite shirt, you are putting in your mind that something that is pure has to be mixed with something that is negative, right? To sacrifice is to accept that although it may be a pain to rid yourself of certain elements in the moment, long term, you will grow to understand that it was the very catalyst needed for a changed mindset. Always remember, you cannot take what is old to someplace new. Think of this like a game slot. If you have an old game in the game system, you cannot play the new game at the same time. Although you may have had great experiences with the old game, in order to move on, you must leave that experience to the memory that it is, and open yourself up to the new experiences on the way. Make the sacrifice and become who you are. Step 4. Question reality. A very important element to a changed mentality is to question your own thoughts, perspectives, and your beliefs. This also means to question the things that you identify with that did not necessarily come from you. This could include your culture, your political allegiance, as well as what is considered normal in your environment. Questioning your reality is important because only when we ask a question can we be revealed the answers. Think of questioning your reality like cracking open the door so that new ideas can enter. If you keep that hypothetical door closed, it is unlikely that new ideas can come in, and even less likely that you will consider something outside of what you deem to be your safe zone and adopt that method of thinking. Questioning your reality will help with changing your mentality because it is accepting that no matter how old you are, no matter how many experiences you've had, you are always a student of life. Finally, step 5, be humble. Being humble will help with changing your mentality because it is accepting that although you may not believe that you are wrong in your way of thinking or your mentality, you are open to hearing and understanding alternate ideas that may conflict with your own. Being humble is disarming yourself so that you are able to accept the possibility of what is to come. Think of yourself like a knight or a swordsman with a full body of shielded armor and a sword. Now, let's say you really needed a glass of water from some villagers. If you ran towards them with your shield and weaponry, they will likely either meet you with hostility or not meet you at all. Being humble in this context represents taking off your armor, putting down your sword, and being vulnerable to the essence of that which you are in need of, which in this case is the very water that will save your life. Practice humility and begin to change your reality. So that's it, Howell family. Those are the 5 steps on how to change your mentality and to start moving forward today. Thank you for watching this video until the end. You are appreciated. Like and share this video and consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. I'll see you here next time on Howell Consultations, the how-to being true to you.